government prioritizes combating corruption to improve efficiency and transparency. Regional collaboration key to unlocking ASEAN's full energy potential. Good evening and Salam Malaysia Madani. Watching Malaysia Tonight, I'm Shuhaida Arifin. The government prioritizes the fight against corruption to enhance efficiency and transparency, particularly in business. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim noted that the achieved stability will enable improved governance.
This strength is used to ensure that we have better governance. It's unfortunate that Malaysia has sometimes been associated with some excesses in terms of high-level corruption and poor governance. That is why, or precisely the reason why the crackdown against corruption is clearly a priority set by this government, and we must remain consistent to make sure that this continues. Because through effective measures of good governance and leading the country.
The Premier said this in his keynote address at Invest Malaysia Iskandar 2024. Invest Malaysia Iskandar is the fifth edition in the Invest Malaysia series for this year, following previous editions in Melbourne, China, Singapore and Hong Kong. The conference, by invitation, draws over 500 delegates, including foreign fixed income, equity and private equity investors. The government, meanwhile, has agreed to the establishment of a special task force on the Corruption Perception Index CPI, which will be chaired by the Chief Secretary to the government, Tan Sri Syamsul Azri Abu Bakar. Tan Sri Syamsul Azri said the team has, among other things, the role of analysing the findings of the CPI survey and proposing recommendations and strategies for institutional and legal reforms, including the strengthening of check and balance mechanisms.
Menyentuh tentang indeks persepsi rasuah CPI, kita semua sedia maklum bahawa melalui kajian separuh penggal rancangan Malaysia ke-12, kerajaan telah menetapkan sasaran untuk mencapai kedudukan ke-25 teratas dalam CPI pada tahun 2033 seperti terkandung dalam dokumen ekonomi madani. Selaras dengan matlamat tersebut, kerajaan telah bersetuju dengan perubahan pasukan petugas khas CPI yang akan dipengerusikan oleh saya sendiri.
It was previously reported that the team will closely monitor and take appropriate follow-up actions through initiatives under the National Anti-Corruption Strategy and ACS 2024-2028. In the meantime, the Chief Secretary to the government stressed that continuous efforts to combat corruption must continue to be implemented both at the school level through education, at the agency level through various initiatives and programs, and at the national level through various policies and strategies. Malaysia has made a strong appeal to limit the use of the veto power in the United Nations Security Council UNSC, stressing that the unchecked use of a veto has obstructed peace efforts, particularly in the case of Palestine. Taking the floor at the UNSC debate today, Foreign Minister Datuk Seri Mohamad Hassan stressed that the veto should not be used to block resolutions aimed at upholding international law and protecting innocent civilians.
Everywhere, Madam President, the same question echoed. Is the UN too broken to be fixed? The answer is certainly no, as there is indeed a way, and only one way, to fix the United Nations. The veto must be limited. This is what happened. This is what needs to happen, not just to save the people of Gaza, but to save the United Nations. The world is watching as the Security Council struggles to free itself from a deadlock in which one voice can overrule the majority, disregard the clearly stated principles of United Nations Charter, and supported the continued violation of international law.
He also urged the Security Council to fully support the implementation of Resolution ES 1024, which was adopted by the General Assembly on 18 September with overwhelming backing. The UN General Assembly adopted the resolution, which demanded that Israel ends its unlawful presence in the occupied Palestinian territory within 12 months, as aligned with the International Court of Justice's advisory opinion. The Ministry of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living (KPDN) has imposed compounds amounting to 4.4 million ringgit against 12 companies related to GISB Holdings Sdn Bhd GISBH recently. KPDN Minister Dato' Armizan Muhammad Ali said the compounds were issued after an investigation by the Companies Commission of Malaysia (SSM) found that all of the companies did not comply with the requirement to submit their annual statements and financial statements.
Dapatan kita setakat ini terdapat 17 syarikat atau entiti perniagaan yang didaftarkan atas nama GISB. Itu pendaftaran syarikat GISB. Yang kedua, dari segi link rangkaian entiti perniagaan yang menggunakan nama GISB ataupun Ikhwan tersebut setakat ini mencecah hingga 201 entiti ataupun jenis perniagaan yang terkait.
Commenting further on the matter, the minister said one of the company's responsibilities every year is to submit their audited financial statements. However, SSM investigation found that these 12 companies did not comply with the responsibility of submitting their annual statement and financial statement. Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability Minister Nik Nazmi Nik Ahmad hopes the ministry's proposal to strengthen the Environment Department (DOE) will be included in the Budget 2025. The minister said he had met with Finance Minister too, Dato' Sri Amir Hamzah Azizan, and his team to discuss the matter, besides explaining the importance of empowering one of the key agencies under the Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability Ministry (NRES). Nik Nazmi Nik Ahmad explained DOE relies on government funding, hence, to strengthen the department, a possible approach could be to allow it to retain a portion of the fines it issues, currently ranging from 100,000 ringgit to 10 million ringgit, that are directed entirely to the government through the consolidated fund.
Kalau sebahagian dia dapat dikekalkan dalam Jabatan Alam Sekitar, maka mereka boleh tambah, mereka boleh mantapkan lagi gerak kerja dia lah. Sebab antara kekangan kita ialah peralatan, bilangan orang, kenderaan yang ada tu tidak dapat kita kejar dengan masalah pencemaran yang berlaku.
He was speaking at a press conference after officiating the Environment, Social and Governance (ESG) and Brands Forum 2024 today. In the meantime, NRES also focused on strengthening the low-carbon city framework implemented by the Malaysian Green Technology and Climate Change Corporation to ensure it becomes more effective and comprehensive. Coming up, circular economy policy framework to promote sustainable manufacturing growth. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Fadilah Yusof underscored the importance of regional collaboration in harnessing ASEAN's energy potential during the 42nd ASEAN Ministers on Energy meeting today. As the Vice Chairman, the Deputy Premier emphasised that collective efforts are vital for effectively utilising the region's diverse energy resources. He noted that ASEAN has made a significant progress in energy cooperation and urged member countries to build on these achievements. Datuk Seri Fadilah also expressed Malaysia's pride in participation in these initiatives and highlighted the benefits of regional cooperation. He affirmed Malaysia's commitment to sharing its experiences while learning from other ASEAN nations. As the Minister of Energy Transition and Water Transformation, Datuk Seri Fadilah noted that the upcoming discussions among ASEAN energy ministers will be crucial for shaping the future energy landscape of the region. With Malaysia set to chair AMM in 2025, he expressed gratitude for the trust placed in the country. The two-day 42nd AMM meeting and its associated meeting commenced today, running parallel to the 24th ASEAN Energy Business Forum, chaired by Laos Minister of Energy and Mines, Fosay Sayason. Adding to that, Datuk Seri Fadilah said Malaysia has proposed to Laos to set up a task force to strengthen the two countries' ties, including efforts to supply energy to the nation. He stated that the proposal also includes potential investment in power generation from Malaysia in the Republic.
Task force itu akan diwujudkan untuk diperincikan dan harap-harap nanti kita akan dapat sempurnakan MOU itu bila Malaysia menjadi tuan rumah kepada ASEAN tahun hadapan. Kalau semua terma itu dipersetujui dan diharapkan dipersetujui, ianya akan memberi kebaikan kepada dua-dua negara.
Regarding the first session of the meeting, Datuk Seri Fadilah, who is also the Deputy Chairman of the meeting, informed that ASEAN is committed to continuing close cooperation among its member countries. One of the focuses is to strengthen the ASEAN Power Grid APG initiative.
Persetujuan secara konsensus tadi ialah untuk ACE, iaitu ASEAN Center for Energy, diberi 3 bulan untuk membuat kajian, perincian dan kemudian mencadangkan kepada SOM, iaitu Senior Official Meeting nanti, untuk memberi panduan ataupun arah tuju bagaimana kita dapat muktamadkan tahun depan, apakah cara, kaedah, termasuk juga dari segi financial, dari segi governance, perundangan berhubung kait dengan ASEAN Grid. Termasuklah cross-border transaction dan juga semua peraturan berhubung kait dengan perkara tersebut.
Moving on, the involvement of the private sector in the public education system, including TVET, can be carried out through the Faculty of Artificial Intelligence AI at University Technology Malaysia UTM. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said that this initiative is crucial in the effort to develop talent in line with the implementation of the Johor-Singapore Special Economic Zone (SEZEC) and the Special Financial Zone (SFZEC) in Iskandar Puteri, Johor. Elaborating further on the matter, the Premier said collaboration between various parties is also crucial to meet the future needs of the nation.
Deputy Prime Minister SAHIH, for example, is chairing the TVET Council, and we cannot go on with the previous syllabus of TVET training. The best is of course the private sector. So groups like Sunway should be able to adopt the TVET in the vicinity around the establishment here, and of course in Tambun, where I represent. Nancy Jeffrey shouldn't ever forget Tambun, which is as important as Iskandar.
At the same time, he praised the development efforts to the Artificial Intelligence AI faculty at UTM Johor Bahru, which took only 4 months to realise. That achievement is far better compared to the efforts to develop AI in Abu Dhabi, which took a much longer time to complete. On another note, the Premier said Malaysia and Singapore have been great partners and this relationship should not be disrupted by any issues that arise between the two nations. Commenting further on the matter, Datuk Seri Anwar said both countries have collaborated a great deal throughout history despite having minor frictions and can be greater partners in the future while benefiting from win-win situations.
All countries have problems with their neighbours. United States with Canada is of course a good example, and countries in Europe. But these are not issues that could create tensions or invite rancorous exchanges with one another. These are issues that you should discuss, but should not deflect from the focus.
The Premier highlighted that ASEAN is a peaceful sub-region in the world, economically vibrant and considered one of the most progressive at an unprecedented pace. He called for the introduction of new initiatives to attract investments and ensure the continued success of both nations. He said Malaysia is pleased with Singapore's collaboration with Johor and also within ASEAN framework. The Premier said both nations have achieved relative success because of effective collaboration, enhancing bilateral relations and growing trust between leaders, general society, business community and the public at large. The Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry (MITI) has launched the Circular Economy Policy Framework with the aim of reformulating fossil fuel-based industrial models and catalysing green growth practices across the manufacturing value chain. Its Minister Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul Abdul Aziz said the framework outlines Extended Procedure Responsibility (EPR) as a key strategy to ensure that local producers take responsibility for the entire life cycle of their products until their eventual disposal. According to Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul, the framework is critical for two main reasons. Firstly, to elevate the sector's contribution to the gross domestic product (GDP) from its current baseline of 24%, but via more sustainable pathways. Secondly, it is to ensure the sector reduces its carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas emissions from the current 20% contribution to the National Climate Change Reporting. The Minister said the framework has also been designed to complement the ambitions of the new Industrial Master Plan 2030 (NIMP 2030), the National Energy Transition Roadmap (NETR), the National Industry Framework for ESG (IESG), and the Green Investment Strategy (GIS). He added that MITI hopes to attract more green investments by implementing the framework and enabling the growth of a green economy. A Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) was signed between the governments of Malaysia and China for greater cooperation in the field of media and broadcasting. It was signed by the Minister of Communications, Fahmi Fadil, with the Director of the National Radio and Television Administration and RTA China, Tao Shumin. The MOU will see both countries exploring cooperation in key areas of mutual interest, including regulatory policies, content collaboration, and the use of advanced technology for industry growth.
Selain dari itu, saya dah minta untuk pihak RTM meneruskan perbincangan dengan agensi yang sejawat dengan RTM supaya kita boleh sebagai sebuah negara yang akan mempromosikan ASEAN mengambil kesempatan menonjolkan Malaysia termasuk kepada para penonton di negara China, juga mengambil kesempatan program Tahun Melaut Malaysia 2026 nanti.
Fahmi is in Beijing for a 3-day working visit aimed at strengthening ties between Malaysia and China in broadcasting, digital communication and the film industry. After Beijing, his delegation will be heading to South Korea for the GSMA Mobile 360 APEC conference. Now, the government is considering rehabilitating 420,000 hectares of abandoned rubber estates by converting them into commercial bamboo plantations, which offers higher commercial value in the global market. Plantation and Commodities Minister Datuk Seri Johari Abdul Ghani commented that if the initiative is realised, it could enhance the country's participation in the commodity market and add value to the economy and national income. Datuk Seri Johari Abdul Ghani noted that the bamboo industry was valued at about $70.6 billion in 2023 and is expected to grow to around $100 billion by 2028.
Dijangkakan dalam masa 5 tahun dia akan meningkat hingga lebih kurang dalam hampir $100 billion. Jadi tanaman bambu ni dia kalau nak nampak betul-betul komersial dia kena ada large scale. Minimum dia mesti ada lebih kurang dalam 2,000 hektar.
The minister highlighted that foreign investors have expressed interest in entering Malaysia's bamboo industry, but several constraints such as limited land for plantation and small-scale industry operation must be addressed before Malaysia can become a hub for this industry. Datuk Seri Johari Abdul Ghani has instructed the Malaysian Timber Industry Board to conduct research and development of bamboo products that can be developed from local varieties. He was met by the media after officiating World Bamboo Day 2024 and the National Bamboo Seminar today. Entrepreneur and Cooperatives Development Ministry KUSCOP is seeking increased allocations for the coming year. Its Minister Dato' Iwan Benedict expressed confidence that a higher budget would support KUSCOP's initiatives to develop micro, small and medium enterprises, MSME and national cooperatives. He noted that engagement sessions were held nationwide to gather stakeholders' proposals for the budget.
Peruntukan yang lebih besar kepada kementerian ini untuk membolehkan kami di kementerian ini untuk menjayakan pelbagai inisiatif yang bertujuan untuk membangunkan PMKS dan koperasi negara kita sesuai dengan cadangan-cadangan yang kita terima daripada agensi-agensi, daripada bahagian-bahagian di kementerian dan teristimewanya cadangan daripada stakeholders kita sendiri.
Under Budget 2024, the government allocated RM778.8 million for KUSCOP. Additionally, KUSCOP encourages citizens and agencies to submit creative and innovative proposals for entrepreneurship development as part of the 13th Malaysia Plan. Dato' Iwan shared these insights during the KUSCOP Ministerial Assembly with citizens and agencies under his purview. Now, the Malaysian gaming industry made a strong impression at the Tokyo Game Show 2024 TGS 2024. The Malaysian pavilion hosted 10 leading gaming companies, offering opportunities for collaboration and networking with international players. The initiative is spearheaded by the Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation MDEC and the Malaysia External Trade Development Corporation MATRADE. Malaysian Ambassador to Japan, Datuk Shahril Effendi Abdul Ghani, emphasised the importance of fostering partnerships with Japanese companies for Malaysia to enhance its capabilities and position itself as a regional hub for creative technology. The Malaysia Pavilion featured a diverse range of gaming products and services, from mobile games to immersive VR experiences. High-level meetings and business matchmaking sessions were also organised, connecting Malaysian companies with Japanese game publishers, tech incubators and other industry stakeholders. The global gaming market is projected to reach $187.7 billion in 2025, according to New Zoo Global Games Market Report. The Malaysia International Halal Showcase MIHAS 2024 achieved $4.3 billion in sales, a 34% increase from $3.2 billion in 2023, according to the Malaysia External Trade Development Corporation MATRADE. Agricultural produce led sales at 26.3%, followed by prepared food at 26.1% and beverages at 12.5%, with pharmaceuticals and cosmetics also contributing. Minister of Investment, Trade and Industry Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz remarked that MIHAS supports the Halal Industry Master Plan 2030 and the New Industrial Master Plan 2030, emphasising collaboration to enhance the halal ecosystem, with MIHAS at Dubai launching in November. Opportunities in West Asia and North African markets are expected to grow significantly. MATRADE Chairman Datuk Seri Rizal Merican, meanwhile, highlighted MIHAS' role in strengthening international trade for Malaysian businesses and the halal sector, noting the signing of the 24 MOUs valued at $111 million during the event. held from 17th to 20th September this year at the Malaysia International Trade and Exhibition Centre MITEC, MIHAS attracted 43,353 visitors from over 90 countries and featured 2,028 booths from 66 countries under the theme Globalizing Halal Innovations. Absolute poverty rose from 3.8% in 2019 to 4.5% in 2022, particularly among urban households, according to a Khazanah Research Institute KRI report, the State of Households 2024, Households and the Pandemic 2019-2022. Kuala Lumpur experienced the largest increase in the number of households in poverty, adding 6,774, followed by Kuala Muda 5,229 and Kota Kinabalu 5,117. The report indicates that the COVID-19 pandemic reversed previous poverty reduction efforts, disproportionately impacting the residual incomes of lower-income households. The report advocates for targeted economic development policies to reduce regional disparities, enhance access to essential services, and support income growth. Additionally, KRI noted that COVID-19-related Employees Provident Fund EPF withdrawals have widened income disparity, significantly affecting lower-income contributors who withdrew nearly all their savings, up to 98%, compared to the much lower rates in higher-income deciles. The use of the Internet for health information and appointments declined post-2021, underscoring both the potential benefits of healthcare digitalization and the challenges in implementing it. To overcome these barriers, the country has shifted towards a more mobile and cloud-based approach. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad Bank Islam has partnered with Nomura Asset Management Malaysia to enhance its range of Sharia-compliant products, launching 6 new investments offerings.
Banking and wealth management skills.
Bank Islam's Director of Wealth Management, Datin Sarah Mutalib, emphasized the bank's dedication to providing innovative and relevant financial solutions for its customers. The 6 new investments products, including the Nomura Global Sharia Semiconductor Equity Fund, Nomura Global Sharia Sustainable Equity Fund, Nomura Global Sharia Strategic Growth Fund, Nomura I-Income Fund, Nomura I-Cash Fund, and Nomura Dua I-Income Fund. Meanwhile, Managing Director of Nomura Asset Management Malaysia, Sdn Berhad, Leslie Yap, commented the collaboration will broaden its reach to a wider investor base, aligning with the growing demand for Sharia-compliant and sustainable investment funds. The Memorandum of Understanding between Bank Islam and Nomura Asset Management Malaysia Sdn Berhad was signed in the ceremony today. This collaboration marks Bank Islam's first venture with a global asset management firm and reflects its commitment to sustainability and ethical practices rooted in environmental, social and governance ESG principles. Alright, so that concludes this evening's Malaysia Tonight. In our top story, government prioritises combating corruption to improve efficiency and transparency. From river to the sea, Palestine will be free. I'm Shuhaida Arifin. Thank you for watching.